Guys, so it's happened again, and we are being gaslit into thinking that this is not happening and this is not a thing. And if you think anything different, you are a bad person. So, well, do you know what, guys? I'm just going to share the article with you. I'll just share it with you. You guys can see it. We can look at this in real time. So here's the article here, guys. I'm not gonna read it out loud because there'll be certain keywords in there that will get this video flagged. But you can see what I'm talking about here. Asylum seeker, screwdriver, and then this lady here. So this lady was worked at a railway station after was right. The keywords I can't use, guys. Right, let's just look at this here. Something happened to her in a railway station after she left work on Sunday night. She was hospitalized after it happened, but then something else happened 3 days later. An 18-year-old has been subsequently arrested and charged with that word. Now, remember when this first happened, guys? All right, I can remember when this first happened. I mean, we know what's happening anyway. But when this first happened, they told us it was a man from Walsall who did that, a man from Walsall. And it was all over the media, guys. It was out there and it was all not a bad Walsall man's done it. Turns out, guess what? He's not from Walsall at all. He's from one of these hotels. So residents of the Park Inn by Radisson Hotel, close to Walsall's FC's football stadium in West Mids, where the lady worked, have been moved out of the local hotel. So they've moved her out of the they've moved the people who were in that hotel out because they're scared for their safety. Something might happen to them and they may get hurt. And obviously we can't have anything bad happen to anyone, but why don't we protect our own people? Why don't we protect the people that live in this country and pay tax in this country before we start protecting other people who've just come here off the whim? Now, guys, I did a video a while back and I talked about there's some reported that a petty row over a packet of biscuits had taken place at the hotel earlier. Guys, I'm going to put that as a thumbnail, killed for biscuits. There's no other, it's absolutely insane. So this is the guy that they're speaking to by in question, guys, who's allegedly carried out the offence. Deng Chol Majek. Don't know where that name comes from. It certainly doesn't sound like it's got a British heritage, but who am I to question? He's an 18-year-old who apparently was living in that hotel. We can put together what else happened, guys. It's absolutely insane what's happening to our country right now. It's insane that our political class don't actually see what's happening. Now, I don't think this is going to cause anything like what we saw in... It's not going to cause anything like what we saw in August, but what this is going to do, it's going to add fire to, it's going to add fuel to that fire that's already burning, that underlying feeling of resentment that's growing in people. Now, guys, let me be clear. Genuine refugees who are genuinely escaping conflict and persecution, if you're involved in that, if you can, you should help those people. I can remember seeing thousands of women and children leaving Ukraine while the men stayed behind to fight. Women and children, old people, and by old people, I mean like really old men. I mean like old men in their 80s were fleeing. Men in their 70s and in their 60s, they were staying behind with the rest of the Ukrainians to fight the Russians. So that's what happened in Ukraine. And you had genuine refugees leaving Ukraine, genuine refugees leaving, and that was a crisis. Those people flooded Poland. Poland took a huge amount of Ukrainians. I don't see those Ukrainians having terror attacks in Poland. Those Ukrainians are not committing crimes, although there may be some isolated incidents. Those Ukrainians, as I understand it, have fit into Polish society. They're grateful, they're thankful for the Polish people for giving them, for helping them. And, that's gone pretty much without incident. And then obviously you've got these refugees that are coming over in the boats and they're being given hotels, and we're being gaslit into believing that they're not causing problems. We're being gaslit into believing that there's no problems in our society. We're being gaslit into thinking that this is totally okay when we can't afford to pay our own elderly their winter fuel allowance. We're paying people, you know, we're putting these people up in hotels and paying for their food, paying for their heating, paying for all the rest of it. Now, the reality is, the reality doesn't matter. It's the perception of that reality. Now, people are seeing these things on the streets, and it feels to me like some people are trying to control our reality of our perception of the reality. Now, I'm just going to read you the definition here of gaslighting, and I'll put this in the in the description. Gaslighting is a type of emotional abuse that involves manipulating someone into doubting their own reality. So have we been told that, for example, migration makes us richer because more people are paying tax, yet at the same time we're being told we've got no money and we can't afford anything? You know, so that's what kind of gaslighting is. You know, I'll read it again. Sorry, guys. Gaslighting is a type of emotional abuse that involves manipulating someone into doubting their own reality, perceptions, or sanity. It's a strategy that abusers use to gain power and control over their victim. The term comes from the 1938 British play Gaslight. Gaslighting can occur in any relationship. Now, I'm defining this as potentially, you know, a relationship between the media and the people and who controls the media. But it's especially common in those with an imbalance of power. It can be subtle and build up gradually, just like ideological subversion. So the victim, you know, the population, may not realize it's happening. Guys, we are being gaslit. Some examples of gaslighting, and this is wild, include questioning the victim's memory, changing the subject or questioning the victim's thoughts, making the victim's needs or feelings seem unimportant. So if your needs are, you know, if your feelings are that you don't want these migrant hotels in your community, then that's not important. We don't address that. Pretending to have forgotten what has happened or denying things. So, you know, pretending that these things, that we're not getting constant issues of these things happening. We're not getting these constant things involving these certain places in our country. Guys, we are literally being gaslit. And this article, you know, that I've just shared with you, I'll share it again real quick. You know, this article just, you know, time and time again, we're having the same things happen. The same thing, you know, the same things happen, you know, slightly different, but, you know, the tone is the same. You know, absolutely insane. It's disgusting. You know, we're paying for this. That lady there, that lady, she will have paid tax. Her tax money will have gone to support this man. You know, we are paying this. You know, we're paying for this ourselves, guys. I don't see this getting any better under the government that we have at the moment. I see things getting a lot worse and a lot worse. And then this is all part of this gaslighting. It's part of ideological subversion. We're going to move soon into the crisis phase. After the crisis phase, we'll get a polarized society. And I mean polarized the likes you've never seen, by a civil war. And then you'll see a strong leader emerge. You'll see a victorious side. And then you will see absolute draconian measures. Guys, nothing good's happening in the United Kingdom at the moment. The problem is we're in denial. We're gaslighting. We're trying to do anything we can to keep this international investment coming. And what do I say about international investment? International investment actually means international wealth extraction. Guys, nothing good's happening. It's disgusting what's happening on our streets. I can only feel for this woman's, you know, family, their friends, all over a row over biscuits. Absolutely wild, guys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to Max a Grin. I'll get you guys another video later.